Call the Appointments Committee to order. All right, good evening. Tonight is Tuesday, September 20th, 2022, and we are here for the Appointments Committee. First thing we're going to take up, we're going to do these individually, even though we have quite the extensive list of appointments. First one on the list for reappointment to the Fitchburg Disability Commission, Carolyn Quirk, term to expire February 1st, 2025.
I am Carolyn.
Hi, Carolyn.
Do you have any questions for me, or?
What?
Go ahead, Councilor Reed.
Yes, thank you, and thanks again for wanting to be part of an important commission here in town. Did something specifically draw you to want to sit on this board or commission?
Well, I wanted to start, I started a program with the Fitchburg Disability Commission. It's called the Accessible Art Program, and it's done really good so far. It's been going on now for about 6 years since I've been involved. And I have probably about over 100 students. So it's really nice.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Motion to approve.
Second.
Oh, I'm sorry, Councilor Squire.
That was going to be my question, was how are the programs going that you put on? And are there any other programs or any other topics that the Disability Commission is working on that the City Council could assist with?
We just had a big art show at the Senior Center, and we had several, I think there was about 200 people that came. And it was people from all different abilities that shown their art in the group. And I've been working on doing a movie day for people of all abilities down at the Fitchburg Theater. I'm trying to get that going.
I've heard of requests for sensory-friendly movies.
Yeah, that's what it would be. Yeah. So people of all abilities would be able to attend. Be one for a younger group and then one for more an adult group. I want to do 2 different ones. Yeah. So projects like that, to get people out in the community, get them involved.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carolyn, for everything you do.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right, we had a motion and a second already. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Congratulations. All right, next one, we have a reappointment to the Fitchburg Disability Commission. Doris Matt, term to expire February 1st of 2025.
Good evening, I'm Doris Matty, and I wish to continue to be with the Fitchburg Disability Commission. And when I go around Fitchburg, I try to notice things that would affect people with disabilities. Right now, there is a problem in the nursing home in which my friend is a resident. There seems to be a slight lack of a full amount of people that are needed to take care of the patients. I really don't know what to do about it, but I'm trying to think of some ways that the nursing homes here in Fitchburg could be brought up to full staff so that every patient could get the service they need while they are there. Another thing that I've noticed is that some people have been here in Fitchburg and they've had signs saying they're homeless and they'll work or they'll need money. And I've been thinking about it. When I see these people and it's safe for me to get out of my car and talk to them real quick, I tell them that Fitchburg does not want them to stand on the streets and ask for money and to find a social worker that would know how to help them. And I also tell them the telephone number 211 in which they can call. They can call, and 211 helps many people solve different problems.
Excellent. Well, I thank you so much for everything that you do. Councilor Green?
I would like to just recognize Doris for her work as doing her own little form of community outreach, and I do think that it would be important that we supply you with the resources, the pamphlets, or the business cards that we now have available through our community outreach program that happens through the Senior Center, Sue Christensen's program, because that deals with a lot with the homelessness, the drug and addiction, the recovery, so that may help you as well to be able to provide them another resource that we already have here in town for that. But I commend you on your efforts, your continued efforts to do right by the residents of Fitchburg who maybe have lost their voice or don't have anybody speaking up for them. So I commend you on your efforts, and I want you to be safe while you do that. So I want to equip you with the resources that we have that we can offer to you to be able to continue to pass that information out.
Oh, I very, very much appreciate it.
Yes, no
I
problem.
would gladly take them and give them to people I see on the street.
Thank you.
Councilor Di Natale?
Yeah, I'm sure that the mayor's office would be more than willing to assist you in conjunction with Steve Curry from the Board of Health. So,
That's
absolutely. Yep, don't hesitate to contact his office.
I will.
Thank you.
Councilor Squalia?
Thank you. Thank you, Doris, for serving on the Disability Commission and for your advocacy and your outreach. And if there's any way that the City Council can assist you in your efforts, please reach out to any of us city councilors as well. Share what, concerns that you're having, or maybe what things that are going well and that we can help support.
Yes. And I would like to thank the city of Fitchburg for putting in children's, equipment, playground equipment, where children in wheelchairs can now partake. I am very happy. I was very happy. I was there at the ceremony, and I'm very happy that happened. And I hope children, in wheelchairs have been partaking.
Very happy to see that.
Playground.
Councilor Fleming?
Yes, hi. I just want to thank anybody who sits on this committee. In my current state, where I am in a wheelchair, I firsthand-handedly know how difficult it is to get around and where I can go and where I can't go because there is no handicap accessibility. So I appreciate this committee more and more each day. Thank you for what you do.
Oh, thank
Motion
you
to
so
approve.
much.
Second.
We have a motion to the second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much.
All right,
Doris,
next.
we have the commissioner of the DPW sitting in the background there, who probably doesn't want to take any credit, but he was a big part of getting that playground established.
Let's soon to be reappointed commissioner, I think is the proper term.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, next we have a reappointment of the Commissioner of the Department of Public Works, Nicholas Erickson, term to expire July 3rd of 2025.
Good evening. So I didn't prepare anything formal, but I would love the opportunity to continue serving as DPW Commissioner for the next 3 years. I've been doing it for a little over a year now on both an interim and, permanent basis. It's been challenging but rewarding at the same time. I'd like to think that I'm making a little bit of a difference in the city, and I'd like to continue the opportunity to do that with your support this evening.
All right, Counselor Squalia?
Thank you, Commissioner Erickson, for the hard work that you're doing for the DPW and for the city. And I've heard nothing but good, positive, glowing reviews about everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
So keep it up and stick around. We need you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Counselor Green?
I should probably recuse myself, but I'm not going to. But I do want to commend you for the effort. It's certainly not an easy job, but I appreciate all the effort that goes into the daily requests and being pulled in a million different directions and, putting out the fires before they turn into fire bombs. So I appreciate the effort. So thank you.
Thank you.
Counselor Fleming?
Oh, I just want to echo what the other two councilors said, and I'll say no more. Thank you.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Continue
you.
doing a great job.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, the next one, we have a reappointment of the Fitchburg Cultural Council. Eileen Berger.
She's not here.
Move to approve the appointment.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, next one is a reappointment to the Fitchburg Cultural Council, term to expire September 2nd, 2025. Audrey Pendleton Chow.
Move to reappoint.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next one is a reappointment to the Fitchburg Cultural Council, term to expire March 1st of 2025. Tamar Russell.
Tamar, yeah, she's here.
Tamar, excuse me, Tamar. Absolutely.
Good afternoon, good evening. Thank you very much. I just want to say it's been a really big task, I think bigger than a lot of us expected, but the Massachusetts Cultural Council is really helpful, and we really thank the Mayor's Office for helping us pull off some events this year, and we hope you'll all attend. We left a brochure at your seats, and I really would like to stay on for the next three.
Councilor Di Natale.
Yeah, there has been a renewed focus on what your committee is doing, your council is doing, primarily because of the reinvigoration of the arts and culture aspect of downtown's revitalization specifically. So what you're doing is going very nicely in tandem with that overall goal. And a lot of the things that we have seen take place downtown is a credit to the council in addition to the Community Development Office working hand in hand with Mass Cultural Council. So we've seen some positive developments already. I know there's a lot more going, and there's a lot more events and stuff that you guys are planning. I think you're also closely associated with In-Town Fitchburg too, and work with them.
And the Cultural Alliance as well.
Cultural Alliance. So I've seen a lot more activity on those fronts. So it's really starting to pick up steam. And so credit goes to the council and to all parties involved. And you being on it already, there's no reason, obviously, not to not have you continue on it if you want. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Councilor Squalia.
Thank you, Tamar. Amazing job. I mean, the council's one of the most diverse councils that we have in committees and that we have in commissions, everything that we have in the city. And I really appreciate that. I appreciate the open meetings and the frequency and just the general communication and the events that we're putting on. I mean, you guys are doing an amazing job, and it's so very much appreciated. The fact that you took on the Open Studios as the Cultural Council, nothing but positive, glowing reviews of the Fitchburg Cultural Council as well. So thank you so much for all your hard work, because I know it takes a lot of work.
Thanks. Yeah, we're all learning. It's a learning game, definitely. Thank you, councilors.
Councilor Green.
So the seed planted 6 years ago is finally paying off. You're reaping the fruits of that reward. So I want to support you in any way that we can, continuing to move forward with not only the great work that you personally do, but as a council as well. So we welcome you to stay on for as long as you're willing to put in the effort. We will support you in any and all endeavors. So thank you.
Thank you.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next is a reappointment of the Fitchburg Cultural Council, term to expire March 1st of 2025. Cassandra Taylor.
Not here.
Move to approve the appointment.
All right, we have a motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Next is a reappointment to the Conservation Commission, term to expire January 1st of 2025. Tracy Betts.
Move to reappoint. Ms. Betts has
Second?
done a very good job from what I've observed.
All right, we have a motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next one is a reappointment to the Chief Procurement Officer, term to expire June 30th of 2025. Mary Delaney.
Good evening. I don't have anything formal prepared as well, but since I got here about 6.5 years ago, one of the things that I had promised when I arrived was that customer service would be key to taking care of all of our other departments. We don't deal with constituents as much as we deal with departments in the city, and I think that we've done a great deal to improve that relationship with other departments, the service that we provide, and we brought a lot of technology into the process, so I'm happy to be here and would love to stay.
Excellent. Councilor Di Natale.
I happen to know from experience on this council for 17 years now how important your office is. Tremendously important, because as you said, all the departments rely on your office to perform their duties, certainly with respect to bidding, proposals, third-party vendors, everything. I don't want to say unsung hero, but I want to say that your department is not seen in the public eye of what you do. I mean, we can't function without your office. And I know prior to you entering this position, that office, in my opinion, was in chaos. And you got rid of that chaos and brought respect, accountability, and order to the procurement process. And so you were a heck of a find 6.5 years ago, and I'm glad that you're staying on. One of the very few appointments that I've seen for department heads where I don't even hesitate to say yes to. And credit to you. And I also want to acknowledge your efforts on the City Hall renovation project. You were one of the point people on that with Auditor Brooks, A.J. Tarigny, Mayor's Office. That project went seamlessly, largely thanks to your efforts. And the city should be proud of the fact that they had you at the helm to make this project on time and under budget. And that's a testament to the efforts you did. In part. So I want to say thank you, and I'm glad that you'll be here for another 3 years at least. Thank you.
Councilor Green?
I would just like to commend you not only on all those efforts, but also the fact that you have been able to streamline the process for procurement so that it really is not only a time saver and a money saver, so I appreciate that. So happy to have you back on board for another 3 years or more.
Thank you.
Councilor Esqualia.
Same. I've heard nothing but good things. But I do have one just general question about the the procurement in the city. Do you find that we get a lot of bidders for things from small to large, or do we not get a lot of bidders?
So it's cyclical. It goes along with how the economy is working. When people are looking for work, they're also looking for work with us, so we obviously have more bidders. The key to that is doing the outreach, which I think my office and my team has been really strong on. So we don't just post and wait for the for the bidders to show up. We actually actively seek people. Right now, one of the goals of the office is to actually seek more diversity in our procurements. So to attract more diverse women-owned businesses, veteran-owned businesses, people of color who own businesses. So, we don't just wait for the market. But yes, it does go up and down, and it depends also on what we're doing, what the project is.
Do you reach out to different agencies in order to share the advertisement for the procurement or for the bidding, or do you reach out directly to individual companies? How does that work?
A little of everything. So all of our bids, obviously you've seen them, they go onto the website, and then from there we'll typically send links to the Small Business Administration. We send them into the Supplier Diversity Office in Boston. We do have a list of vendors who may not be as tied in with technology, so we'll email them and say, this is where you find the documents, and help them to work through that. But yeah, we do as much as we can depending on what the job is.
Thank you. I appreciate the push for increasing the diversity of our hiring, for the bidding, for reaching more
Absolutely.
Contractors and suppliers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Congratulations.
Thank
You're
you.
approved. All right, our next, it's a new appointment of the Fitchburg Disability Commission, term to expire October 1st of 2025. Ms. Tiffany Wells.
Hello, I'm Tiffany Wells, and I'm obviously new to the commission. I have an extensive mental health background where I've been serving as a mental health therapist in this community and the greater North Central area, so bringing the mental health perspective to the Disability Commission, because I've served a wide range of diverse populations and individuals with different abilities and all abilities, and making sure that their voice is heard. I heard you say that earlier. I appreciate that. And so that individuals can live with a disability with dignity. So, and making sure that the voice is heard in a dignified way.
Well, thank you for everything you do. I know as a professional, as an attorney, I know there's a strong need for mental health services in this part of the state, and
Yes.
it does not go unnoticed.
Yes.
Councillor Squalia.
Thank you, Tiffany, for your willingness to serve on our Disability Commission. And please reach out to us if there's anything that we can assist you with, please.
All right. Thank you.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, congratulations, you're approved.
Thank you.
Welcome, thank you.
All right, next is a new appointment to the Fitchburg Cultural Council, Mr. Joshua Klaus.
Good evening, councilors. Thank you. And I guess I want to take an opportunity and introduce myself to this community, Fitchburg. Most of my adult life so far I've come from Leominster. But fun fact about me, my family is from Fitchburg, and I'd like just to say a few words as an introduction, and I'm looking to get appointed to the Cultural Council, which I'm pumped up about after listening to your compliments and understanding how Tamara runs the show with this. I'm very excited about this. And I'd also like to preface my statement by saying arts and theater came from not only my family for generations, but also myself in high school and college. So it's kind of coming back 360, and it'll be fun for me to do, and I look forward to it. First of all, I'd also like to take an opportunity additionally to thank the mayor for this idea. When I moved in here, he didn't hesitate to jump on and say, hey, I need some help. Where can we put you? And I think this is a good fit. Also, to yourselves for hearing me tonight, and a unanimous vote from the Cultural Council themselves in their recommendation to move forward. I'd also like to thank my family. My husband came with me tonight because he's not going to come to these things very often, so I'd like to introduce you to Joe. We're a very proud, openly gay couple, and I say that proudly because I believe in diversity, and Fitchburg I've always envied for the diverse populations in this community, so I'm excited to be a part of that. My family and I have become proud residents here. You might be familiar with the new townhouses on Blossom and Crescent, so that's where I am, right around the corner. And like I said, I've resided in Leominster my entire life until recently. My mother's side of the family is from Fitchburg, and as a grandchild growing up, I often found myself in this city. It's my belief to always become a part of the community and to serve my fellow brothers and sisters, to make our home and where we work, I'm also a small business owner here, together stronger, vibrant, resilient community with rich with the arts, culture, diversity, and common bond that we all share to enjoy life. Our world truly is about building relationships, enjoying friendships, love, and of course our culture. I present myself before you with a wide array of experience, education, and willingness to serve this community. It was my husband and I to call the city of Fitchburg our forever home. My roots do go back years. My grandfather and great-grandfather built a home on Wrightfield Road, just off Blossom Street in Ward 4. Together they designed by hand and built the Dental Arts Building on South Street by the old Kmart Plaza. Dr. T-Bear, my grandfather, built and became one of the most prominent oral surgeons in this country from the East Coast to the West. He retired in 1996. he and my grandmother Rose retired to Ashburnham, but not before he designed and built that retirement home. My mom was the artist of the family. Her name was Adele T-Bear, and I invite you, each of you, over for lunch sometime to view her art, where I dedicate the hallway displaying her art and her creations. It's my way of paying tribute to her as she's passed in 2014. She was not only a talented artist and my mother, she was my best friend. She graduated from St. Bernard's High, attended Greenfield Community College, and majored in art history. It was from my mother's side of the family and my mom herself where I grew up with the art and culture. I find it fascinating to see such brilliant talent flourish from each person in their own interpretive stroke. The T-Bear family was active in the theater community, performing in musicals and plays at St. Bernard's, their parish of St. Camilla's and St. Bernard's. I myself found out in high school I happen to have a niche for a quick tap, a song, and a good eye for design. After attending Fitchburg State University for my undergrad, I later went on to the University of Sedona to research and pursue my theological and spiritual world of metaphysics. Maybe Ms. Councilor Green, you're familiar with that field, I would assume. My passion for research and education and service to others, I believe, comes from my grandfather, Dr. T-Bear. Not only was he an oral surgeon, which is an art in itself, but he was a private architect, designing all of his buildings. They all still exist today. My mother was a struggling artist, often took jobs that paid the bills, but certainly didn't add enrichment to her life. She found that in her art, the idea of financial freedom was never tangible in her mind, but happiness was. Success for them was making sure we had groceries for the week. I became determined that success would not be defined by a monetary value, but community service would be a contributing factor to my legacy. I found my mentors and teachers and friendly faces at the library here in Fitchburg growing up, and I personally believe I'm a spiritual being living a conscious, centered physical life. As an ordained minister, this is my faith. Although not currently practicing due to my professional pursuits, I remain active in the metaphysical and ministerial communities. I prefer you call me Joshua and not by my titles. Again, thank you for this opportunity to present my candidacy for this appointment and necessary important role with much continued enthusiasm and support from the Multicultural Council. It is an important role to distribute grant monies and also to bring awareness to the arts and culture of this community. And as Councilor DiNatale had mentioned, this is really streamlined with how the mayor's idea of the future is going. So it should be an exciting time to join, and I'll take any questions.
Councilor Green.
Yes, I would just like to say that I welcome the fact that you have come to Fitchburg with open arms, and that this is a community that has accepted you and wants you to excel on every level that you bring to the table. So we are happy to have you on board.
Thank you.
Motion to accept. Oh, I'm sorry.
Councilor
I'm
Schwally.
sorry.
Thank you, Joshua, for not only moving to Fitchburg, but then joining one of our city commissions, our cultural council. Like I said, thanks to the previous few years of administration in the council, it's one of the most diverse commissions and councils in the city, and I really appreciate that you recognize that Fitchburg really our strength is in our diversity. And thank you for serving. And I know there's a lot of work that goes on in the council, so if there's any way that there's any events that you want to share, please feel free to share that with everybody on the council, and we will try to support you as much as we can.
I appreciate it, and I believe Tamar has my work cut out for me already.
Oh, good.
All right.
Move to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, it's unanimous.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And lastly, a new appointment to the Fitchburg Cultural Council, term to expire October 1st of 2025. A man that needs no introduction, Aaron J. Tarigny.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, councilors, Councilor Fleming at home. I don't know who the Aaron J. guy is, but anyways, I want to thank Mayor DiNatale for passing my name forward to serve on the Cultural Council. I had the opportunity in my previous role working with the city to work with the Cultural Council hand in hand. And I'd like to also recognize what Councilor DiNatale alluded to earlier. The work that the council does is microcosms of the greater vision that the mayor shares with President Lapidus on investing in arts and culture in transforming our downtown. I'd also like to recognize very quickly is Mr. Matt Bruin. He also is a Fitchburg State University colleague of mine, and he's put several years onto the council, and he's passing the baton over to me, and he'll be focusing his efforts over on the Board of Trustees for the library.
Councilor Green.
Here you are again, getting sucked right back in. But we're happy to have you back on board in a different role. So I'm positive it'll be a role that you've probably fulfilled many times over without the title. So this time Tamar gets to boss you around. And,
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
with some real force.
You'll be
So
good
I'm
at it,
looking
too.
forward to
Yes,
that.
that's right.
So
Thank you.
I'm happy to have you back. You know, you've not been too far out of reach. So it's good to have you back, AJ.
Thank you, Councilor.
Councilor Squalia.
Thank you, AJ, for coming back to serve the city once again. And I know that in my experience on the council and before, the Cultural Council has had a long history of having Fitchburg State University affiliated counselors. And, you know, I know the work that the university does, they help to cultivate, you know, the cultural connections, not only within the university, but inviting the community to share in that and reaching out to Fitchburg. So I appreciate that you're making those further connections with this appointment to the Cultural Council. And if there's anything that we can do to help, let us know.
Absolutely. Thank you, Councilor. Yeah, President Lapidus certainly wants to make sure that the community and the university share hand in hand when it comes to the creative economy, of course, the overall outcomes of the city itself.
And I also want to thank you. You know, you've really become a part of the city and, you know, an important part, I will say. And I want to thank you for everything that you do and everything that you've put into the good of the city. And I really do appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on the council.
Absolutely. Thank you, councilors.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, absolutely.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, we have a motion to adjourn and a second. All those in favor? Aye. All right, we are adjourned.